Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dion. I'm back with a daily Fanduel lineup building video for today, January 29th. Had a pretty successful day today. Turned 28 to 60. What did I turn it into? I actually go check my Twitter, man, to see the results. Turned 28 to 65, so pretty good profit day. We can take a look at my lineup. This was basically my double up lineup. Uh, Westbrook, Goodwin, KCP, he was flopping at first. He had like three at halftime and picked it up. He had a good matchup. I didn't think he'd do that to me, but picked it up. Bradley went off. KD solid. Muhammad stung it up. Millsap solid. Didn't hit value. Noel good. And Hall didn't finish in the blog. So had some pretty disappointing guys there, but still managed to cash. And my tournament lineup did pretty good. Zach LaVine went off. J.R. Smith had I think he had 35. Tony Parker had about 30, even with the blowout. Turner, I think he had 28. So yeah, I think this lineup was pretty good, man. So pretty much we're gonna talk about today plays. Oh yeah, and I also had two other lineups that I'll show you guys. I'll go log into FanDuel again. Let's go. Just show you guys my other tournament lineups. So I had a 291 with this one with Kyrie flopped. Kawhi didn't do anything, and I had Jokic, so that was pretty disappointing there. Then this last one I had 304. Had Tony Parker again, Avery Bradley, Levine. And this one just had Gobert who flopped. So those are all my lineups today. I think I cast in everything pretty much. So it's on to the next day. And let me actually open up my YouTube so I can see what's going on in the chat, man. See if we have anybody write anything. So got one viewer right now, so that's cool, man. Doesn't matter. Appreciate that. Okay, let's talk about the point guard plays. First one we got on the board is John Wall at 9.6K. This is actually a great matchup for him. I wish Vegas had an over under for this game. Oh no, they actually do. It's the other games though. So they have a 210 over under, 6.5, 7-point favorites in this matchup. I guess they don't think Denver can really hang in this matchup. They're on the road. And then the second leg of a back-to-back, and Washington's been pretty decent, man. Even without Bradley Beal, who will not play in this game, he's dealing with a concussion. Oh, he's a game time decision. Okay, he's been ruled out there. So I guess there is a chance that he can play Thursday, but I don't think it's looking bright for him to play tomorrow. Play today. So without him, man, I think this game has a good chance of staying close, man. So John Wall at 9.6K, great matchup. Let's go look at the DVP. Denver's the third worst team versus point guard, so that's looking like a great matchup already. Moody has been struggling. We know John Wall feasts off steals and forcing turnovers, man. And then he has he's going off against a guy who loves turning the ball over in Moody. So I love John Wall here, especially in cash games. He'll be pretty high on. Yeah, what's up, Courtney? Okay, so that's Courtney watching. I got 3 viewers now. Okay, so it's picking up right now. So, yeah, man, John Wall at 9.6K. I think you pretty much can lock him in the cash. That prices came down because of the last few games. So, let's go take a look at his usage rate within the last week. I always like to do the last week just so you can see what's trending, man. If he's trending up, trending down, but he's always been around 28, 29. So 27.6, still good, man, in this matchup. And then you have Bradley Beal. He's back out. So I can see him being around 29, maybe around 29% of the time, getting that usage rate. So that's pretty good there for him. I like him, man. I'll probably fade him in tournaments. But for cash games, I think he'll probably be at least 60% on, and 9.6K, not too hefty of a price tag. I like him in tournaments as well, man. But there's some guys that's dependent if like Kyle Lowry's out. I like man, well, I can't even think of his name right now. Corey Joseph, yeah. So I don't even just scroll down, but he did not practice Wednesday with a wrist injury. I think he left that last game pretty early. So Kyle Lowry, we don't know. I don't know what to think about it. We'll have to wait till shoot around Thursday, man. Thursday morning. So we'll have to wait till tomorrow to see the news on him. So I think we can just skip over him at this point. Rajon Rondo, he's pretty consistent. I like him for cash games as well. Uh, especially he should see upward of 34 minutes. And a matchup like this will be up and down. No AD. I think AD's been ruled out already. Let's take a look. He's considered doubtful, so AD most likely won't play. There won't be much rim protection, man, and I can see Rondo having about 15 plus assists in this game, possibly another triple double, man. Him and that connection to him and Boogie and him to Willie Cauley Stein, so, it's definitely looking like a real possibility if that happens. So I like him a lot today. Rondo 8.5. The price isn't the greatest, but I can see him getting 42 plus in this matchup, so I like him a little bit. Then next we have Drew Holiday, and also I wish Vegas had an over under for this game, but they don't. So it's kind of discouraging me there a little bit, but I still like Rondo. So next we have Drew Holiday at 6.8. He should see upward of 35 plus minutes. Tyreek Evans been dealing with some knee injuries, and they actually moved him to the shooting guard position. So we can take a look at him here. Came back clean, but he's been dealing with some tendonitis in it, so he's been limited. He played 16 minutes last time out, so it's looking like Drew's going to take control of this game. He's probably going to start at shooting guard or maybe come off the bench again. I don't know, man. It depends on Tyreek Evans' availability. So let's just go take a look at the usage rate within the last week. So Drew Holiday, 27.2 usage rate. That's right up there with John Wall. And another good matchup, man, against the Sacramento team whose DVP has been pretty bad. So, yeah, right now they are the sixth worst team. No, the seventh worst team against point guards. So I definitely like Drew Holiday here in this matchup. He's been pretty dominant. Let's also take a look at his game log. Been pretty consistent. Got you 54, 35, 35, 35, 33, 25, 26, 51, 30. So he's showing you a bunch of upside, man. It looks like he's getting back into form. So I love him. This should be a fast-paced game. We all know Sacramento is one of the fastest-paced teams in the NBA. So just to show you guys that. Let's see. Okay, load up. Sacramento, the second fastest paced team in the NBA behind Golden State. So, and they pretty much tied. So you could basically say they're tied for first. So, Golden Sacramento, man, definitely a game I want to target. I'm pretty sure the over under on this would probably be something like 215 with like a 4-point spread in favor of Sacramento or something like that, especially with AD out. So, I love Drew Holiday for cash. I think I'm almost locked into him in almost everything, man. I like him a lot. And speaking of this lineup, this is not necessarily going to be my lineup. I just made this for the sake of the video. But I do like some of the plays here, like I always say. So we can kind of move on down. B Rose, I'm not going to really – I like he does have a good matchup, but I'm not going to play him coming off this hamstring injury. And he's been pretty scoring dependent. I think there's guys with good matchups in that game as well. So I'll scroll down. Jordan Clarkson. It depends, man. Tournament option. Basically, if Kobe and Lou Will's out, he should basically be able to run the team. So it's all dependent upon any illness he's dealing with. So go take a look at him. He's questionable with the illness, and then we have Kobe, who's been dealing with a shoulder injury. So if both those two guys are out, I love Jordan Clarkson. Man, he has a good matchup. Probably push the pace in this game a little bit as well. So let's go see if there's an over under for that game. Nope, there isn't. But you should have known that, especially without the news of Kobe and Lou Will. So we can kind of move on now to the next point guard. George Hill is just a fade for me. He's a guy I never played Teague. We all know the Pacers do great against point guards, so I'll fade them. We kind of scroll down here. Moody at 5,100, man. I guess he's been pretty solid, but his last two games he's failed to hit value with Jermaine Nelson out in both those games. So he's kind of struggling there. So right now he's looking like a fade to me, man, especially against John Wall and the Washington defense. So you guys know how much I love John Wall in this matchup, and I told you guys Moody loves turning the ball over. You don't want to do this against this Washington team that likes to run up and down. So we can kind of scroll down here. The cheap plays Norris Cole at 4.3. I can see him exceeding value, getting you 22 to 30 in this matchup. Pretty solid matchup for him. The usage rate might not be crazy, but let's go take a look at it. 18.4 usage rate. So I mean, I guess he gets a bump with Norris Cole out. He starts at point guard, and let's go take a look at something real quick. Rondo's defensive rating to see if this is something we should be scared of. Uh, let's go see. So Rondo giving up about 106.9 points per possession, so per 100 possessions. So not the worst defender, but not great at all. So I definitely think, and I don't think Norris Cole is a guy that needs to rely upon scoring. He did have a bad game, man, but I think in this game, I think this matchup a little bit better, faster pace as well. So, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers. Kind of disappointed there, but in this game, I think you could expect a little bit more, mate. But it's quite. I don't want to say he's a cash game play just because of the fact of AD, and I think there is a chance of a blowout in this game. So I'm kind of worried about him. Let's go back. If Lowry's out, DeRozan gonna eat. Yeah, DeRozan. What about Russell? Oh, I did skip over Russell. Yeah, I do like Russell a lot. If both Lou Will and Kobe's out, so yeah. Let me see. And after that, man, if Lowry's out, man, I do think DeRozan's gonna eat. But I think Corey Joseph at 3.7K, possibly playing 35 plus minutes in this matchup. I think he's pretty much a lock for cash. With that news, so we can kind of move on to Shungar now. Jimmy Butler. I like Jimmy Butler a lot, man. Another good matchup going against Lou Will, man. That's if Lou Will is playing. I think there's a chance he does, man. Hopefully he does. But this game stays close, and Jimmy Butler can have that good matchup. So let's go see where Lou Will ranks on defense. His defense has been horrible, man, along with Kobe Huertos and Anthony Brown. So Lou Will definitely somebody I want to attack in this matchup. See, we know Jimmy Butler, his upside. We seen him have what do you have, a 70, 80 point FanDuel game against the Sixers about a month ago. So let's scroll up, go to the Bulls, check him out there within the last week. Jimmy Butler, 23.1 usage rate. So I think D Rose is gonna kind of take the backseat in this game, man. I think this is more of a Jimmy Butler game. I think he can feast, man, but he's looking more like a tournament option with the how low of a usage he has. So, Jimmy Butler, 8.7. He had 24 and 40 minutes versus Miami, 32 and 42 against Cleveland. Haven't been the greatest matchups, but I feel like this matchup is great for him. So, I'll be interested to see what he can do. He showed you what he did against Boston. So, definitely a tournament option, and he's going against the Lakers. So. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go off. And Courtney, you talked about DeRozan. Yes, man. This guy, he doesn't have the greatest matchup. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look at next DVP versus shooting guards. Mm, let's see where they rank. Okay, I'm blind. Okay, so they're a top 10 team against shooting guards. But I guess it's not too far off. Let's go take a look at Aflalo's individual defense. Let's see where he ranks. So Flalo's been the worst defender on the Knicks this year. That's crazy. I didn't think that would be possible, but he's been the worst individual defender this year, giving up about 112 points per 100 possessions. So Flalo, man, definitely somebody we can attack. So DeRozan, man, looking like I might want to downgrade from Jimmy Butler to DeRozan and Cash, man. So I like DeRozan a lot. So we can kind of move on there. Oh yeah, let's go take a look at his usage rate. So. Uh, if Lowry's out, man, he's an easy play. Uh, was he at 30% usage rate, man, within the last week? So he's pretty much a must play in cash. I even love him in tournaments, man. He's shown enough upside, man. The only thing I don't like, he's been scoring dependent at times, but if you get you a 47, a 49, man, I can see him doing that. 45, 46. Anything above 40, man, he's at value. So I love him a lot. I think that's very possible. Let's go see if there's an over under. Nope, there is none yet. So Uh, I'll probably talk about that on Twitter later. When that spread comes out. So yeah, man, shooting guard is getting kind of skimp here. Will Barton maybe. He's back to back games. He had to shoot over 30, and these have been games where you can target him in fast paced games where they might go small ball. And he's a guy that can turn it up in a hurry. 23, 5, and 4 in 26 minutes. So got you 34. That's value in 26 minutes. Second leg with back to back. There's a possibility of a blowout. So I can see him having another solid game here. I like him more in tournaments than in cash. 6,200. That's just the hefty price tag to pay anyway. So, Monta Ellis. Let's see what he's been doing. He's too inconsistent. I used to love him in cash, but he disappointed me against JJ Redick. But can he disappoint against Cora, man? Who knows, man? But Paul George, I don't really see Paul George having that kind of game in this matchup. So this could be a game where Monta Ellis takes over and goes to work again. But 6,200, I'll probably go cheaper, man. I'm not really liking the mid tier shooting guards today, so it's either DeRozan and Butler for me or these lower price guys. So like maybe Gary Harris, 4.7. Usage is not high at all, but let's go take a look at it. Uh, his usage is it's at a 16.4, so that's not impressive at all. But he's been pretty consistent, man. Definitely a cash game play. 25, 23, 29 his last three. Had a bad performance against Memphis, but that was in 21 minutes. OKC at 18 and 30. So he's seeing 33 plus minutes, man. I definitely think he hits value here. Pretty decent matchup against Washington. Should be fast paced, man. Even on the second leg of it back to back, I think he have a solid outing. So, oh yeah, and let's go take a look at the Washington defenders. Let's see. So you got Gary Neal, Jared Dudley, Sessions, Temple. So Temple's their fourth worst defender. He's going to see the most minutes out there. So him and Gary Harris be around stuff for most of the game. So Gary Harris, somebody I definitely like in cash. But let's go back to the chat. What about Bazemore? Maybe I shouldn't be biased, but Bazemore's the guy that I just never play over 5K. Minutes inconsistent. Fantasy production inconsistent. So he's a guy that I never really recommend, man. Well, at least not at 5.2K, man. I'm just fading most of those guys around that price tag. So I'm liking the cheaper guys. Maybe even the Garrett Temple, but his production has been weighed down with Bradley Beal, Gortat back. So and even Otto Porter's back now, so he's not gonna have any usage at all today. So I'll probably lean more towards Gary Harris in this matchup. So Garrett Temple kind of a fade to me. Maybe Ross as a tournament option with Kyle Lowry out. He's got you 31 minutes, 33 minutes in back-to-back games. A little bit of an upside here, 4,200. Why not, man? Give him a chance. He's kind of scoring dependent as well, but I think there's enough upside in him to play him in the game against the Knicks. I've seen him score 50 actual points in a game before, man, if I'm not mistaken. I want to actually Ross. I'm hooked on Korver. Yeah, I love Korver in cash games, man. Korver's the guy that, like I always say, man, doesn't get you less than 20. I talk about him every video. I played them the 4 games. I played them the last 4 out of 5 games. I didn't play them today, but the 4 games before this 23 fantasy output, I played them. So and I think I cashed in all but one of those, and that's the day I faded Boogie for Andre Drummond. So besides that day where I made a stupid mistake, Kyle Korver's been pretty consistent. So yeah, let's see if there's any other shooting guards around this price tag that I would like. Just take a look at a few things. Gary Neal now. So I think that's about it. Maybe Let's see what McLemore's doing. I never liked him anyway. I just want to see his minutes. But yeah, shooting guard. I'm all over DeRozan, Gary Harrison, cash, man. That's what it's looking like so far. So we can kind of move on to the small forward position. Paul George, not a guy I like to not a guy I like to play, man. But his last 2 games, man, it looked like he's back to his old self. 51, 42. In this matchup, you need about 40. You need about 43 to 45 Fanduel points. It's been cash, but right now, I don't know how I feel about his matchup. Let's go take a look at something real quick. I clicked the wrong tab. Atlanta. Let's go see how bad Bazemore's defense has been. See if this is somebody can definitely attack or should attack. So we know, of course, we know Kyle Korver's defense is up there. Bazemore, man, been one of the better defenders, man. And I'll tell you guys, anything like 105 and above, man, 105 is about average. Anything above that, guys, you definitely want to attack. So Bazemore is not looking like one of those guys. So if he's seeing 30 minutes on Paul George, who knows, man? But I'm not biting on the Paul George hype. I don't think this game will be that fast paced, and I'm not really feeling that price tag for him. So Paul George, kind of a fade for me. Carmelo, he's day to day. Don't most likely gonna be a fade to me regardless, man. Just because I wouldn't trust his minute situation, and it's a road trip, so I'm not even quite sure he plays. So they might give him another day off. The Greek Freak, 7,500 in a slow paced game. I don't know if I can pay for that. His production has been pretty solid. Let's go take a look at his usage to see if he's even worth a tournament. Tournament play. So in the last week or so, he's had a 21.6 usage rate. That's not that bad, but seeing as that this matchup's not the greatest in the world, I wish it to be a little bit higher. Let's go take a look at his individual matchup in this game. Giannis versus Tony Allen, man. I know he has the length on him, but still, man, Tony Allen, a scrappy defender, and Memphis a pretty good defensive team. Got everybody back, so not really liking Greek Freak here. Guy, I like Gallinari, man. We do know small forwards is where you want to attack Washington at, and let's go take a look at something. Washington, the second worst team versus small forward. So Gallinari, he has a high usage rate. Let's go take a look at it real quick. Gallinari, 25.9 usage rate in the last week, and we get Otto Porter, man. Let's go see how he's fared on the season. Defensively, individually. Okay. So we'll show him at a 105. So he's just basically hovering around average to bad, somewhere average to bad. So but I still like Gallinari, man. Usage rate so high, man. I don't even know if I can fade him at this point in tournaments. Let's see if I can pay up for him here. 6,400. Nope, I'm way off. But there's just somebody I like more than him at this price, around his price tag, and that's Otto Porter. 6,100, man. Usage rate is not through the roof. Let's go take a look at it. I want to see what he did in his second game back. Let's go see from last week. So it's at 18.0. Let's go see last game. I think, let me see when it last played. Okay, the 26th. So we're going to take a look at it for the 20th. We're going to go from the 25th, actually. See what it's been. So that was a stamp, 17.0. So that means he must have had a super high usage with Bradley Beal out because he was injured. So in this game, Otto Porter, what? That don't make any sense. So within the last week, Otto Porter, yeah, hold on. How the hell did it go down, though? I'm trying to understand something. Let's go see something real quick. Okay, never mind. I was like a 17.0. So the usage rate's not the greatest, but I like his matchup individually. Let's go take a look at Denver defenders. Gallinari, because this is who he will be matched up with. Gallinari is giving up, surrendering about 110.5 points per possession. So definitely somebody we want to attack. As far as the starting lineup, only guy that's really getting minutes there is Gary Harris. So Jermaine Nelson's been dealing with injuries. Randy Floyd comes off the bench. So in the starting lineup, it's looking like the guy we really want to attack is Gallinari. This guy has some pretty decent usage. I know Temple doesn't really do much. So Otto Porter, man, definitely somebody I like. He's shown enough upside. Got you 34 last time out. Got you 24 in 30 minutes. And you might see about 35 minutes in this game. So I definitely like him a lot. So we can kind of move on there. Let's go take a look at the comments though. I'm gonna go with Joe Young. I can't. I play double. Do I play double ups with your cash lineups? I just do. I just play double ups and sometimes 50-50s, but I don't do too many 50-50s. But Joe Young, I'm not really feeling him in this matchup, especially with George Hill back. So definitely not a guy I'll play. His minutes have been way down the last two games. So let's do the George Hill being back. Small forward, we can keep on moving now. Omri Caspi. He used to be so valuable earlier in the season, man. But damn, the minutes are looking down. But I think he would have played 30 plus minutes if they didn't get blown out. But DeMarcus Cousins is just taking every shot. Like if we can go take a look at the shot attempt Boogie's getting a game, man, this is crazy. Like nobody is taking shots besides DeMarcus Cousins. So if you're getting one of those kind of Boogie games, let's go see real quick. 21 shot attempts, 30 shot attempts, 29, 25, 22, 21, 30. So looking at this game log, man, he's taking all the shots. Let's go see how many Caspi has taken in his 30 plus minute games. Let's see something. Because he's not a guy that dominates the ball anyway. So, and then the matchup is looking so good for Cousins. Okay, so he got 7, 10, 7, 10, 11, 6. Like, so, man, he's not even getting much shot attempts. So, unless he's racking up a bunch of rebounds and assists and stuff, there's really no point to play him, especially with Willie Cauley-Stein. So, Willie Cauley-Stein basically stealing a lot of his minutes because, well, not stealing his minutes, but stealing a lot of rebounds because before they had Caspi starting at the floor. And I think that's how Caspi was hitting value a lot of times was grabbing boards and spreading and spacing the floor for Boogie at the 5. So now Willie Cauley-Stein starting at center or whatever is and Boogie at the 4, taking away all his production. So Caspi, not a guy I'm too big of a fan. I'm not really a fan of him today, but he's been a solid option for most of the year. So he's worth a look in tournaments. Jeff Green, not really like him in a slow paced game. I'm not getting trapped by Jeff Green, man. I'm not falling for the Jeff Green trap. So we can kind of just move on from there. After you get down, man, let's check out Alonzo G minutes. He might see these kind of minutes again with AD out. He's already starting at the 3, so I like him. Well, he's looking pretty solid, especially for cash games. So doesn't really look like he has enough upside for me for tournaments, but he's been pretty solid. So Alonzo G. After that, we can move on now to there's a small forward I like. Okay, Doug McDermott. He might be a nice tournament option with Mirotic out, but production just hasn't looked that good, man. He's a guy that relies on scoring. He's pretty scoring dependent, and he's never been a guy that really gets you 20 points in a game or anything like that for him to hit value. So, the matchup isn't the worst. Let's go take a look at something. I keep clicking the wrong tab. Los Angeles. And look, Kobe's been starting at the 3, and let's go take a look at who his replacement will be if Kobe's out. Anthony Brown, the worst defender on that team. We might get a lot of Mirotic. We might get a lot of McDermott, man, with no Mirotic. Let's see if Snell was still in any of those minutes. Let's see what Snell's doing. 28, and I don't know if Doug McDermott got a lot of those minutes because Rose was injured. So it's really tough to get a grasp on that yet. I have to do a little bit more research later in the day. But I think after that, small forward, I'm pretty done with it. We can kind of move on to power forward. I'll actually go check the chat, see. Okay. Okay. All right, 7 guys watching right now. So power forward, man. AD is looking like he's doubtful, so he's kind of a fade to me. Paul Millsap, he's always just been a solid cash game play. He kind of disappointed me today. He missed the game tying layup against the Clippers, man, with 2 seconds left. I think he had a pretty decent look at it, and he kind of flopped there. He didn't make it, man. I thought he'd be clutcher, and I definitely could have used the extra 2 points in overtime, but I cashed anyway, so I'm not really too mad. So I'm just mad that I could have got a little bit extra money from him from the tournament lineup. So. Yeah, I think this is a good matchup. Let's go take a look at the the matchup he should have. Paul Millsap versus Lavoy Allen. I think this is a pretty solid game. I think this is actually the best matchup on the board for the Hawks. So if this game is close and high scoring, I think this is basically on the back of Paul Millsap. Let's go see how the Pacers have fared against power forwards this year. I think they've been pretty good as far as DVP goes. Okay, yeah, they've been. I mean, 42 to 45. That's tough, but I think Paul Millsap is kind of matchup proof and a little bit matchup proof, man. Let's go take a look at his usage. And the Hawks don't really struggle on offense too much, but Millsap, man, at 8,900, I'm not really liking his price. We all know Pacers are one of the best defenses in the NBA. So 25.25 usage rate in the last week. So at 8,900 and the DVP is the greatest. I think I can fade him today. You got a bunch of the quality power forward today that get you some solid production. So Paul Millsap, probably a fade. Porzingis maybe. Let's go take a look at the lineup. Porzingis versus Scola. This could be a great matchup right here. I'm gonna go actually take a look at something to see see if the Raptors are a pretty good rebounding team. Always like to go to Hollinger team stats for the advanced analytics. So let's go take a look at something. So Toronto's looking like they're one. Okay, so Toronto's looking like one of the better rebounder teams, and that's where a lot of Porzingis' value comes from. But I think I think if Kyle Lowry's out, man, that definitely makes him a good play. I think it's just gonna not slow the pace down, but there'll be a lot more missed shots for him to grab rebounds, man. I think Toronto offense will have a lot of dull moments where they just can't score for a stretch. So I like Porzingis here. He's shown enough upside during the season. And I don't think a lot of people will be on him. So definitely a guy I would like in tournaments. Next for Reed, I don't want any piece of him here. Zebo is kind of a fade for me, even though let's go say something. Matter of fact, let's see Milwaukee bottom 5 team versus power forward. So let's go take a look at the usage rate for Zach Randolph. Memphis Grizzlies. Okay. Okay, why is this acting up? What the hell? Let's see something. See if it loads up with the names. Yo, what the hell? Why is this acting retarded? I don't know why this is acting up for whatever reason. So, I guess we're not really gonna be able to see it. I'm gonna try what's NBA Wowie, whatever. I definitely want to see Zebo's usage rate, man. So don't kill me in the comment section. Yeah, I think Zebo at his price tag, he's not a horrible play at all. So that's why I'm gonna take a look at him. 6K. I think it's possible for him to get 30. He just had a good game against Orlando. So let's go see something. Grizzlies, select players. So we pretty much want okay. We're gonna go to January. What? Oh, okay. So today's the 27th. We'll go to the 22nd. What? That's the 2015? Oh my god. Oh, I have to go to it from here. Okay, I got you. 21st to 28th. Yeah, I could. All right. So we're gonna go Zebo. All right. Let's see what pops up for him as far as usage rate goes. So, recently his usage rate in the last week has been. Oh crap! Why did I click it off? It's been 23.9, so I think that's pretty solid. You can pretty much just round that off to 24. Then you take that he has a good matchup. He will be going against Jabari Parker, so I like that matchup a little bit, man. So definitely a tournament option more for me because that game is so slow paced. but it might be a solid cash game option as well. Who knows, man? Because you pretty much just have the point guards. You take them out. Tony Allen isn't a guy that's gonna look to score, and then maybe Zebo. I mean, maybe Marcus All, but I don't really like his price. So Zebo, definitely looking like a nice option for me. Ryan Anderson, if he could somehow avoid not getting into foul trouble versus Boogie, I would like this matchup. But for that threat alone, that makes him a tournament option only. Let's go take a look at this Julius Randle injury. Okay, he's probable to play, but definitely not a guy I wanna have when he's coming off a leg injury and he's already not promised consistent minutes. So Miles Turner has been pretty consistent. Let's see what his minutes been like. He only played 18 minutes last time out. So at 5K, man, that's not something I want to pay for, especially in cash games, and that's not even something I like in tournaments. So if you can guarantee me 25 plus minutes, I can least think about him in tournaments. But at that price and those amount of minutes, can't really trust him. So I'll move on from there. Taj Gibson looking like a nice play. 4,800 for a guy that might play 34 minutes today. Pretty solid option. Nice cash game option as well. Derek Williams, got to give him a look if Melo's out again, once again. So Willie Cauley-Stein, I think he's pretty consistent. He's pretty much, they have him listed as power forward, but he's actually a center. So let's go take a look at what centers are doing in New Orleans. And you got them giving up about they're basically they have the worst DVP versus centers. So Willie Cauley-Stein, man, he's been consistent minutes. No Rudy Gay, so you can expect 30 minutes consistently again, and he's been getting that with Rudy Gay. So I'm loving him a lot. The DVP is suggesting so. Not a high usage guy, but when you have a guy like Rondo just spotting you up, throwing you perfect passes on alley oops and everything, well, he's got a game value 4,500. Let's go take a look at his game log again. He's been pretty consistent. Last 5 games hasn't gotten you anything under 20. And at this price tag, all you need is about 22, 23 Fanduel points. So pretty attainable at that price. So I like him a lot. Then next we got some lower tier power forwards. Larry Nance played 23 minutes in his first game back. He might get a little boost today, especially with Julius Randle dealing with a leg injury. So he's worth a look in the tournament. Pat Patterson, nah, he's not playing a consistent 30 minutes anymore, so I'll probably fade him. And pretty much after that, we got these two guys that I actually got in my lineup right now. Dante Cunningham with no Anthony Davis. He's worth a look. He might get 30 minutes here. Especially if Ryan Anderson's getting a foul trouble, he might be a great option at 3,500. Then you got Bobby Portis. I just showed you guys his usage rate is looking pretty high. So let's go back to it. Bobby Portis 26.4 usage rate, man. He might see a bunch of minutes here today. Probably about 25. And if it's a blowout, he might see upward of that. There's no Meritage today, so that's definitely something I like. So Bobby Porter is definitely in play versus the Lakers team, one of the worst rebounder teams at that. So they are the 4th worst rebounder team, and we all see Bobby Portis on the boards. Got a nice little mid-range, could finish around the rim. So I could see him getting get up about maybe 8 shots, get you a nice little 10-8 game, maybe some blocks, assists, steals, and value here. So I like him at power forward. Pretty much move on to center now. So let me take a look at the chat. Who would you pick between Moutier and Teague? That's kind of tough because I really don't like either of them. Teague's going against George Hill, and Moutier is going against Washington. And he's the guy that's a turnover machine, and his minutes are not even looking consistent. I know it was a blowout, but bad matchup and inconsistent minutes, so that makes for a bad play. And Teague, his minutes have been down as well. He played 31 today, but before that, 26, 25, 20, 29. So if I'm playing anybody around that price tag, I think I played George Hill before I played Teague. Oh, no, I wouldn't. God damn, that's looking nasty. His game log. Shoulder. He's looking. He's playing. He's basically doing what Teague's doing with freaking 10 less minutes. Well, he would do what Teague do with 10 more minutes. What I mean to say. It's tough, man. Maybe if Kobe Bryant and Lou Williams out, you could give D'Angelo Russell a look. He's a guy that's been pretty solid, and when he gets those minutes, so besides that, man, I wouldn't suggest playing any of those point guards around that price. I wouldn't suggest playing Moutier or Jeff Teague. So if that answers your question, you broke it. I'm not quite sure what you mean, IR knock. So uh, feel free to leave another comment and explain that. But yeah, man, we can move on to the seven play now. Now Boogie's looking like a great play. No Ryan with no Anthony Davis. He should abuse their power forward. And that's assuming AD doesn't play, but right now he's listed as doubtful. So you just look at this matchup on paper. You got Boogie versus Ryan Anderson. So I kind of want to just lock that into my lineup. A lot of people probably be scared of him, man, especially seeing after him just flopping against Portland. So think he was just fatigued after a double overtime game, and I think he might be back to himself today. So hopefully he is. I think he's a good play. His usage is through the roof, man. Let's take a look at it real quick. Uh, 39.9, man. That's yo. He's basically at a 40% usage rate. You know how, like, I don't know how I can fade that in a good matchup. So, Boogie definitely a nice play. Let's go see if any Vegas odds were updated. Nope, none of them were. So, Boogie at 11.2, definitely somebody I still love a lot, man. He might have a 70-point game today. Truth be told, that's just how good of a matchup he has. So. Pau Gasol, definitely somebody I like. DBP's been pretty bad for the Lakers versus centers. Second worst team against second centers, and Pau's been pretty consistent. We'll take a look at his usage rate real quick. He has a 25.8 usage rate, 26 basically, just round that off. So he's been pretty consistent. But this game has a chance to be a blowout, man, especially if Lou Will and Kobe don't play. This game could be a blowout, and Powell might not see that many minutes. But I don't know how I feel about that. 8,700. He's showing you enough upside, man, to get you 45, 44.4, 48. So got a 57 game versus Detroit, 42 versus Milwaukee. So showing enough upside. I don't know how I feel about him. I don't know if I'll roster him in cash, but definitely like a nice tournament option. Maybe cash game if Kobe and Lou Wills play. So because those are the only guys that I think could keep it close in that game. So Marcus Shaw, 8K, just not a guy I've ever roster in cash. Tournament option only, just because he doesn't exceed value too often for me. He got a 56 game against New York, but that happens once in a blue. So I'll probably fade him. Bad matchup for Monroe. Bad matchup for Hartford. I don't know how I feel about Gortat against Denver, but he's been pretty consistent with the minutes. Productions has dropped in the last two games, so not really feeling Gortat at that price. Valachunas, inconsistent minutes. I can't play anybody at that price playing less than 30. Jokic at 5,300, point per minute beast, man. Like him today, he did go against one of the best defenses in Boston, so can't really hold him there. And that's a fast-paced game. He's going into another fast-paced one as well, but I think this is a game we can actually, where Washington has dull moments on offense, he can actually do something, man. I think Boston's a way better offensive team than Washington, so Jokic, point per minute guy. Think he have a solid game. He's shown enough upside for me, so I roster him today. Didn't really work out, but I still cash with him in my lineup. But we can kind of move on there. Mahimney's inconsistent, but 30, man. Oh, he's playing 30 minutes now. I'm not quite sure if that was just because of the matchup of going against DeAndre Jordan, or if they really want to give him these consistent minutes. So, 30 Fanduel points in his last time out. That's pretty solid. So I like that, man. If he's getting minutes like that again against the Hawks, who are one of the worst teams against centers, fourth worst, I think I might just have to lock him in my cash and pay up somewhere else. So probably fade Boogie and then pay up at point guard. Got John Wall. Go Jimmy Butler. Probably who else did I look at? Power forward. Maybe Millsap. So those looking like nice plays. So next we scroll down. We got Robin Lopez. Minutes have dropped way off. I'm not liking that at all, especially for cash. And this is where you pretty much just get, if you're playing anybody at this price, man, you're getting cute. Maybe a Jenka. I give him some life. Maybe a Jenka at his price. Uh, Minutes aren't there as well, so everything is looking kind of shaky for me. Don't know who I'll play here, but I could see him getting in the game just because it's Willie Cauley Stein and DeMarcus Cousins, and there's a possibility Ryan Anderson gets into some foul trouble. So, with that being said, those are all the plays I like today. Probably kind of make a lineup right now after I go check on the comments. Uh, you broke it. D. Russ, Byron Scott benched him last game. Um, yeah, I actually read the article on Byron Scott benching D'Angelo Russell. He said he was forcing it, man. He wants him to be the actual point guard and not look to be Kobe, man. Those aren't his exact words, but I'm kind of paraphrasing it. So but even so, man, with if Kobe and Lou Will's out, he's definitely in play. So he's pretty cheap where you can't really screw you over. And Chicago has been bad against point guards this year. Let's go see where they rank in DVP. Okay, so Chicago, fifth worst team against point guards. Now let's go take a look at his usage. Let's see. 29.5 usage rate in the last week. So he's definitely in play, man, if both those guys are out. So mainly Kobe. If Kobe's out, I'm definitely loving him a lot. So just because they'll have a good matchup point guard. You probably go against the backup in Aaron Brooks and get a lot of run, man. But Chicago's defense hasn't been the greatest this year. So that's about it, man. So let me kind of screw with this lineup a little bit, see if I can get some nice plays in here. I definitely want to squeeze Gallinari in here. So let's see. So now I want to fade Boogie, man, because I want to get Gallinari. Matter of fact, let's see something. Maybe freaking this guy is out. We're just gonna bank on Lou Will and Kobe being out. So let me put Boogie back in my lineup. So I love him too much to fade him anyway, so most likely not gonna fade him at all. You got 4K to work with. Who would I want to upgrade? Maybe Dante Cunningham. Got 75. Let me go back. Hold on. Yeah, Cunningham. And oh crap, I didn't mean to click that. Then we got enough to get Jimmy Butler. So that's definitely something I can see. I think this is a pretty balanced lineup, man. If Dante Cunningham starting, he's getting 30 plus minutes. Definitely love him and Cash. Bobby Portis. He's a tournament option, but I like him a lot. I think he sees like up to 24 minutes, and you see what he does in that. So he's a point per minute guy. So lineup I'm definitely liking, man. I'm gonna take a look at the comments one more time. Boogie or Powell for GPP. I'm just too in love with Boogie today, man. That matchup is just too good. When you look at it on paper, that's the matchup that stands out. And Boogie usage rate is at 40%. So I'm not quite sure how I can fade that, but yeah, man. I think that's about it for this video, though. You guys can definitely follow me on Twitter, man. I definitely talk about plays, daily FD lineups, Mr. Contrarian. Like I said earlier, man, because I posted my tournament lineup. I posted it afterwards, but I'm not a guy that posts my tournament lineups. But yeah, man, if you ever want to talk to me about tournament plays, just hit me up in the comments. Definitely leave feedback as well. So appreciate all you guys watching. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you really like it, man. And I will be back with more content tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. So with that being said, I'm about to head up out of here, man. Hopefully we can all catch tomorrow and be great, man. Peace.